Hi, this is Trey Martin. I'm with Smart Choice Payments. I would just like to walk you guys through how to work a VX520. So as you can see, Verifone VX520, this would be the front side with the paper roll right here. Put in the paper roll here. You're going to want to have it coming in like toilet paper where it hangs over, as you can see there. And then as far as the back side goes, plugging it in, getting that all sorted out. As you can see here, this is the Ethernet cable plugging in downwards, so if you're going to be using the internet, that's what you're going to want to use. Phone line, you can see a little phone emoji over here in the dark blue to the far right. You can go ahead and plug that in if you work through dial-up. This RS-232 slot is for the pin pad, and then this little electricity symbol is for the power. So I'm going to go ahead and power this up. I'm not going to connect it to the internet today, but I'm going to kind of show you how you would be able to run a sale, set the date and time, and batch out. This is a pretty standalone box. As you can see, it says Verifone right there. Here is the cord. It's going to be kind of a thicker round cord. As you can see, it just fits perfectly right there. So we're going to go ahead and just slide that in. And then you can always have it come out through the top, this in there, and put the cover on. Nice. Alright, there we go. So it is now going to be powering up. It's just unzipping files, getting everything ready for you. Alright, so as you can see, after it loads up, pressing the soft pay, it's going to get to sell, refund, and void. So I'm going to go ahead, show you how you make a sale real quick. You'd obviously hit F2, and then typically when we're testing it out and doing the installation process, we're just going to hit 1 for a penny transaction. No need to go overboard. Just make sure your card works. You'd hit yes at this point. As I said, I'm not connected to the internet right now, so I'm going to have to leave you on that part, but you would hit yes. It asks you to slide the card. You could slide it or insert it if it has an EMV chip, of course, and then it should print out your receipt. So let's go back. I'm going to show you guys. Also, just saying, let's say you made a sale, instantly they wanted a refund. You can hit F3 for refund, put in the exact amount you just said, so you know, a penny. That would work, and void also. And then I also wanted to show you guys how to batch out in case you are on a manual batch. You didn't set up a batch time or request anything like that. What you would do is you would come at the very top page, apologies, where it said sell, refund, void. What you would just want to do is press the very far left purple button one time, and then that will bring you down to something that says ticket only, settlement off only, and check. You can feel free just to hit F2 for settlement, and then that should batch out all the sales you've had for that day. Now let's say you get your VX520 and you notice that the time is incorrect. That's an easy fix as well. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the green button here at the bottom right corner of the VX520, and it's going to say configurations at the top. Let's just go ahead and hit F2 for setup, and it's going to ask you for a password. Now the password on these VX520s is always going to be the same. It's going to be this right here, 1 alpha alpha 66831, and then go ahead and hit the green button. Also, don't stress if when you press the alpha button no stars come out. That's completely okay. That's how it's supposed to be. So it's going to say setup demo batch printer. Just go ahead and hit the far left purple button 4 times, and that should bring you all the way down to date and time here at the bottom. So you could go ahead and hit that. It's going to ask you for the month, day, and year. So today is the 11/08, right? Election day, and then 2016. Go ahead and hit the green button, and then it should say HHMMSS. That's meaning hours, minutes, and seconds. And now remember, this is always military time. So the way I've always done it is just add 12. So let's say, what is it, 2 o'clock right now? We're going to just go ahead and make that 1400. And then with the seconds, you can't really calculate that too well, so I always just put in 2 more zeros and hit the green button. So you should have an accurate time now, which is obviously helpful for good reasons. And then if you hit that far left purple button one more time, it's going to bring you here where it says batch verify, data wire, and then EMV key update. Now the EMV key update is mandatory. That's what's going to allow you to take those chip cards, which is what everyone needs nowadays. So what we're going to go ahead and do is hit F3, and as you can see, mine says data wire error 1007, meaning I'm not connected to the internet. I understand that. But you would hit that and it would prompt you to say yes or no. Just go ahead and hit yes, and then you should be able to take EMV chips. Of course, you have to wait for it to say download successful. And then how to get back to your sale refund void page is simply just hitting this red X button, and that should always bring you home. That's basically the general runaround of the VX520. You should be able to make sales, refunds, voids, and settle out. So if you have any other questions, like I said, feel free to call our tech department here at Smart Choice Payments. We would love to work out anything that's going on with your terminal, help you out with that. But that is the VX520. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And real quick before we're done here, I'm going to show you guys how to connect the VX805 to the VX520. Here is the VX805. This is going to be the standard pin pad for the VX520 here at Smart Choice Payments. As you can see, it takes the EMV chips, swipes on the side, almost looks the exact same as the VX520, just a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to take off the back and get that set up with our VX520 here. Now notice that I did unplug the power from the VX520. That is just due to the fact that we've had issues in the past where if you plug in the pin pad while the 520 is on, it can cause issues. So let's just go ahead and avoid that overall. So as you can see, I have a small screwdriver here. Okay, now we go ahead and took off the back. Don't worry about all this down here. We're going to focus up over here in this corner and grab this cord. As you can see, this one's still fairly new. I haven't even unwrapped it yet, but it's going to look like that. The prongs, and as you can see, it just squeezes in perfectly right there. And then, so let's go ahead and pop back on the back to this bad boy. Ooh, there we go. Screw that in. Make sure you screw this in because you don't want that cord to come loose, or it's maybe a little confusing. So there you go, VX805. Now we're going to take this part, standard, pretty easy as I said earlier, the RS232 slot. Like I said, just go ahead and plug that in right there, and then simply have it like that, and then there you go. So you could, for instance, have this on the other side showing off to the customer. You put in the sale, they can run their card on the VX805. And when you plug it in, it'll just say welcome on it. When you plug in the VX520, it'll connect power over here to the VX805. And just give it a second. Yeah, see, as you can see, it's loading up, saying all about the same stuff. It'll just say welcome, but when you go to run the sale on the VX520 over here, it will prompt over here when it goes to inserting the card. So same thing, you put in the 1 cent, you would go ahead and hit yes, and then it would prompt over here on the VX805 asking for you to swipe your card or insert. And so there you go. That is just about the wraparound of the VX520. As I said, if you have any other issues, please feel free to give a call, and we would love to help you out with anything like that.